Hey everyone, today's Raft Tips and Tricks guide. I'm going to be covering these 5 tips, and here's a list of what's been covered. We'll start off with a tip you must know right from the start of the game. You start a new game and you spawn on these 4 blocks. You may be tempted to run off and add more, but that would be a big mistake. These 4 blocks determine the center of your raft, and it cannot be changed. The very first thing you should do is to mark out these 4 blocks, either by placing objects on it or using different foundations for the rest of your raft. The Raft Center is important for 2 reasons. Firstly, ocean trash floats in relation to the center point. Trash spawns are determined by 2 things: A, the direction your raft is moving in, and B, up to 14 blocks from the center point in both directions. This is crucial information when placing nets on your raft. Secondly, Bruce, our friendly neighborhood shark, circles around this point. When you're off the raft, get on dry land for a few seconds and allow Bruce to swim away. Bruce will then go back to circling the center point. If the center point is far enough away, Bruce will lose line of sight on you. In this case, he'll no longer attack you while you're off the raft. My second tip will be talking about raft fortifications. You got a shark problem? Well, Foundation Armor is here to the rescue. These add-ons will tell Bruce your raft ain't no shark food. This means no more shark attacks anymore. While most of you would already know about this, you will probably agree that the materials needed to fortify your entire raft in the early to mid-game can be rather expensive depending on the size of your raft. So here's a solution for you. Protrude your raft every 5 blocks and armor the edges. Let's break down why this works. Here's a visual guide to show you where Bruce will likely attack the raft. He attempts this once every 5 minutes. You will notice that corners or protruding edges stand a significantly higher chance of being selected to be attacked by Bruce. By fortifying only protruding edges, Bruce will likely fail the attack roll check attempt, since protruding areas are more likely to get selected for the check. When the check attempt fails, the attempt time counter will reset, and it will take Bruce another 5 minutes to attempt it once again. Just remember, this only reduces Bruce's successful attack attempts, so do remember to apply armor to the rest of your raft once you're able to. Just in case you didn't know, you do not need to armor any internal portion of your raft. Only external portions of your raft are eligible for attack attempts by Bruce. This allows you to place anchors or other objects without fear that Bruce will attack it. My next tip for you is going to be all about optimizing our engines. Once you complete the second story area, you unlock engines. At this point, you might be tempted to lay as many as you can, but that again would be a terrible mistake. Let us get this out of the way. More engines do not equal more speed. Your engine efficiency is determined solely by the number of foundations you have on your raft. I will explain more on this later. This also applies to sails. They do not contribute any additional speed. So how do we optimize our engines? First, take a look at the bottom right of an engine. Notice it says 1 engine equals to 100 foundations. What this means is very simple. So long as you have less than 101 foundations, you only need 1 engine for full speed. With that said, did you know that you won't ever need more than 6 engines? Even if you have more than 1,000 foundations, 6 engines will still power the raft at full speed. So for all of you crazy shipbuilders out there, this would be a useful tip to know. Now here's a tip even veteran players may not know. While your raft is anchored, your engines are jammed. That means they do not consume any fuel. You could save yourself some trouble by just leaving the engine on. So, how can we get the most out of our engines? We simply need to minimize our foundation count. Let's talk about the 3 ways you can do this. First, nets do not count as foundations. Yes, you heard me right. Nets do not count as foundations. Neither do they need foundation support after placement. You may place a row of nets and then delete the foundation support. Or you may replace foundations with nets for flooring. This may sound a little cheesy, but hey, if it works, who cares? Secondly, use detail planks as floorings instead of foundation blocks. Detail planks stretch out a maximum of approximately 2.5 blocks. You can safely use these things to cover a 2-block wide hole. The last thing you could do is to build catamaran boat styles. These are boats with two hulls and its bridge suspended in the middle. I do have several such boat designs, such as the giant pirate ship you have seen. And yes, that thing does run on only one engine. Do leave me a comment if you want a tutorial on how to build one. Let's talk about my favorite tip. Bruise got unbearable? Bears gave you a bruise? Now, what if I told you you can kill them all instantly? Grab a bow and bring some arrows with you. Find the nearest unlucky animal, go right up to their face, and then spam the fire button. Talk about bringing your DPS to the next level. This works because charging the bow only determines how far the arrow flies. Its damage remains unchanged even when uncharged. If you spam it uncharged, it fires almost as fast as you can click. Apart from the bosses, there are only two enemies you can't do this with. The pufferfish, who explodes when you get near, and everyone's favorite dive bomber. Just remember, doing this eats through your bow durability fast. You would want to prepare replacement bows. Wouldn't want to resort to stone throwing, would you? Alright, it's time for the last tip. It's late game and you're hunting for collectibles or that rare island. It's dark and foggy all around and you just can't seem to find any islands. It's all starting to get on your nerves and all you want to do is to stab a seagull. Now, what if I told you there was a way to see straight through the fog? Head on down to Utopia and get to the vending machines. You're going to be looking for these things called the Utopia Light. They cost 1 vending machine coin for 2 each. The color doesn't matter, so grab a couple and just bring them back. Wait for nightfall and position these lights against the horizon. You'll notice objects that pass through its illuminated area show an outline regardless of distance or fog. This applies to both islands and shipwrecks. Unfortunately, lights do not work during the day. Hence, there is no solution for getting rid of day fog. If you're looking for that achievement collectible, you may want to prioritize searching at night instead. Alright everybody, we have come to the end of the guide. I do hope you enjoyed watching it and it ends up beneficial to your rough gaming needs. If you want to see a tutorial on how to build the pirate ship, don't forget to leave me a comment below. Also, do consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you like my content. Until next time.